Good afternoon. Welcome to the Asia opening range breakout session here of risk neutral trading. This is just a brief stream because I have a commitment to never take a trade off of a live stream, off the live stream. All my trades are live, real time. I executed on Bookmap. And so that's why the stream. I'm actually welcome you to risk neutral trading. Again, I forgot to say that, I think. This is my virtual live stream. The theory is a virtual trading journal, actually. Yeah, I'm upside down here. My this is Bookmap. This is where I execute, and this is IRT, my charting package, and then my voice over here provides the recording, the insight as to what I was thinking. So it's a complete, detailed, couldn't get any more detailed, it's live trading journal. Much more accurate and precise than I could ever hope to do by screen capturing and typing. And it's completely transparent and completely accountable. So it's 1901 Central Standard Time. The 16th of July. I forgot to mention that. And I'm actually not real, I'm not looking hard to trade these. I'm looking for if there's opportunities that present themselves in these ETH sessions. Tonight in particular, there's a big speech going to be made by POTUS Trump. And it's had a lot of fanfare around it about, everything in the conspiracy theories, from he's going to resign to it's a giant thing to overthrow the midterm elections and raise question about the voting stuff in America and all that. So there's both, from one side of the coin to the other. And I thought it would be interesting to, since I've been doing these streams anyway, to do this one again, and in case there's some dramatic impact on the market. And that's that's where we're at. So as I said, I trade live, real time, execute on Bookmap. It's never a playback, it's never a replay. Obviously, if you watch the stream after right now, it will be a recording, but it's a live recording. So there's that. Okay, having said that, the intent of this stream is absolutely not to give financial or trade advice. It is my virtual trading journal as I develop my trading business. Part of that trading business is that I never take trades which are not statistically verified by myself with the homework to have statistical edge or expectancy. And I do that here on Bookmap couple of different ways now. First of all, this is the original way where I coded this up, and these charts are just for visual reference for myself to see if things are happening when I think they're supposed to. According to the code and the trading of the machine has nothing to do with these charts. So I can do back tests, I can forward test, I can do out of sample tests, all of that over here. And any tests that happen over here, well, here you go. Like this trade right here from earlier. That was done real time, real data, exactly by these rules, but within the simulated environment of IRT, because I'm obviously not going to be testing and trying out, building code or whatever strategies with real money in the real market. So there you go. And this one is another one. Oh, isn't it cute? Look at that little guy down there. One hell of an IB, huh? Well, come on now. Come on. God darn it. RT. Sometimes RT really fights with me. Look at this. Look at this. Here's the IB from today, the initial balance. These are each 25%, right? These are 10 handles each. This is 40 handle IB. Here's a little guy. Here we are down here. Now, so this is basically the ORB high, the ORB low, and these percentages. You see these right here? And they're being pushed across the Bookmap for my visual reference for trading in case I do that. I also want to point out over here in Bookmap that in order to trade with Bookmap, you need to activate the trade control panel by selecting an account. And then you can close it and you have access to these metrics and the cancel and close. And I need to make sure I'm pushing to the right statistics journal and that I am using multi-brackets. This is the one I want, and then I'm doing the multi-account thing because at this moment for this testing, I use Lucid. And I'll tell you why. First, I have a fixed risk that's relatively inexpensive. I can trade size, and I can make money, get paid real dollars, payouts. And my risk is as minimal as it is the minimal risk that I could possibly have. And my live amp account is my money. Now, granted, there aren't as rules, there aren't, consistency, whatever the rules might be, but it's my money. So if win, lose, or draw, that's my money. Over here, if I'm testing, especially testing something, especially testing something out, you see how that worked right there? And I didn't want that to happen. That is the problem you get when you accidentally click in that active data column. That is really annoying. And I just barely ticked in there. Now, if it gets up a little bit of a profit, I'm going to flatten them out or even break even. Jesus, that's frustrating. That is a problem of accidentally bumping my mouse. My mouse was clear up here, and I accidentally bumped it on the mixer.
Order submitted.
That's a limit order immediately. So now I'm out of it with two ticks, but or 2 points maybe. But God, that's frustrating. And I've actually gone into. I've got a support ticket in with Bookmap about that. That's not supposed to be happening. Well, that's just off to a shitty start, but hey, at least it's probably, it's $2 anyway, or 2 points or some stupid thing. And that was strictly an error, but man, that's frustrating. And I have actually gone over a bunch of times. Here's what I'm going to, I wasn't planning to do this, but I certainly will now. First of all, let me get the thing going over here. And then we're going to go to the danger column. A little bit tired and accidentally clicked that, and there we are. Now, you saw what happened, I assume. Within this column where you see the price turned into a $, if you accidentally click anywhere in here, you've got a left click, you've got a limit order on right there. These were my take profits and my stop. But why I'm upset about that is, and I've sent them this stuff, is if you look right here, it says, for market orders, it will throw a dialog box. Do you really want to enter this trade? And of course, I would say no. Here's the problem. You just saw that didn't work. If I try to enter a market order with a keyboard, hotkey, it will work. It'll throw it. I'm not going to do it now, but it would do that. And that's a bad deal. I'm actually going to take a screen snap of that just to, I don't know, just to show these guys something, I guess. That's really irritating. I hate that when it happens. And it's always when I'm tired or in the morning or something like that, I bump into, and I didn't click it, but my mouse has buttons that curve over the front. So if I bump into my mixer or happen to bump into my keyboard trying to do something, it'll fire, you know. And that's nothing I can do about it, apparently. Anyway, that's the live data column danger zone. And of course, it's never happens when the sumbitch is taken off and running. Like it was never up here accidentally got a short, you know, and then it just keeps going. That's never the case. Or and the problem with it is it's always long because it's always the left one. If I click the right one, it would have been a short. You know, the right button would have been a short. It's always that the left mouse button that does the long. That's the one that does the longs. And if it's above price, if it's got to be above price. But you do the left button down below price, then you get a limit order, which is fine. You can cancel it. But in order to get a short, I'd have to hit the button down here. Jesus. Well, let's see what happens. At least it's, you know, fat finger arrow. And it's not a fat finger. It's this is a Logitech MX Master mice that I use. And the mouse button curves over the front. And if you bump into it from straight on, it's a left click. And that's exactly what I do. I'll accidentally, and I even have my mixer up on a rack so it's out of the way. But if I happen to hit one of the legs for it, just not paying attention, trouble. And of course, why aren't I short, right? Why wasn't that a mistaken short? So anyway, that was exciting. I got my blood cooking. I was all sleepy, and now I'm all not sleepy. And I don't even remember where I was in the usual. I've gone through the fact that this is my virtual trading journal, that I'm doing this to investigate if there's interesting trade opportunities in these orbs, and that it's not for financial or trade advice. So I don't know what else to tell you. I'll wrap it up about 2100 probably. Well, we have the zones being plotted over here, so that's a good thing. And God damn, it's never a short. It couldn't be because of the, you know, the physical makeup of the mouse and all of those things. But I guess it could be if I was down here and I hit my mouse with somehow on the left side, and more importantly, the mouse was below price. The problem with it being the limit order is it's above price. That's automatic. And there's no way to change that. I've even looked into it because I never trade with limit orders. Really. You know, and I could certainly trade with a limit. I mean, market orders. I'm sorry. I certainly could trade with a limit. So there's one for you to watch out for. And, you know, have yourself ready and have something in your mind to get past it, because that's, I was real lucky right there. Frequently it's now down here unlucky. And look what would have been. This is 24 ticks. 24 points. No, ticks. I'm sorry. 6 points. Unintended. I've even looked at different mice, seeing if I could get away from that somehow. I don't. It's not very frequently that it happens, but when it does, it's a pisser. Let's turn on some music. You can see if that helps. I don't have any speakers in here, so if the music sucks or whatever, let me know. If anybody shows up, which I would hope everybody's got something better to do right now. Okay. I'm not sure. I guess this may be in about an hour or, 45 minutes. Sometimes I'm not sure how they get these, if they have these time corrected to my zone. You know what I mean? Well, that was fun. Maybe not. Get back to what I was doing here. I was busy doing something. I don't remember what. Yeah, anyway, so if Magic or anybody shows up, good. I know Anton's got something a lot better to do. He's doing family stuff. Okay, what the hell was I doing over here now? We're doing some magical hocus pocus with AI and something else. Stupid. I'm gonna do something else here, quick like a bunny here. Hold on. Quick like a bunny. Honey bunny. Oh, I wonder if that works. Yeah, it probably does. Oh, let's look at this one here. Hmm. Never do those things happen in the right direction. It's actually a good thing, you know, to be honest about it. Percentage of what? Excuse me, I burped and I thought I was on mute. Apologize. I forget that I gotta keep the damn thing on mute. I forget I'm talking to myself over here. just about to the orb value here. I haven't even been paying attention to this. I'm sorry. I'm busy doing something else with some code here for strategies. Let's get back to business. Let's get to some business. We be doing business. I be doing some business over here. Well, there was today, and here we are. And whip, out the bottom we go. Here's the trade right now, and we're under the, just by a red freckle. We're underneath the low. Well, now we got a little more than the freckle one down there now. The hair, maybe. Okay. Okay. Let's see now. Where the hell am I? I don't even know. Let me see what I'm doing here. Let me make sure I'm doing something correctly. Yeah, okay. 75.90, they moved that just a little bit, huh? The MCVPOC right here. Lights flashing, crap going on over the place. Is it lighting? What's happening here? Well, I'm guessing this famous featured around the world is going to be at 8 o'clock, the top of this hour. Let's just see if we have any indications about all that over here. I don't think so. Definitely not there, so. 8 o'clock, it will be right there, Trumperoonie. I thought it was adjusted, but sometimes it's not. You know, it's free, what can I tell you? Free's good. The Fat Finger Beauty, and why didn't I just flip it short? You know, why don't you ever do anything after you look in the rearview mirror? I mean, why didn't I throw a short on right up there at the top and just go for a walk? Be in the money now. A lot. 45, 75. Wow, what? Oh, that's a lot. That's 30 handles. 30 points wide on this Globex, the whole thing, you know, in the Globex move. The Asia move is not nearly that. Asia move is from here down, so it's 63 to 45. 20 points though, or 19 or 18 or something like that. Something like that. To be exact, 17.75. Here's the, let me get back to my business here. Trading View. These indicators are real handy. They're from Edgeful. When you have a subscription to Edgeful, you get these indicators up here for nothing, or as part of it. I am okay. So I need to get the Edgeful stuff going here, don't I? Yes, I do. Well, we're in the IB still. That's a good thing. Let's change this to Chicago. Let's change this to Asia. There we go. And Friday. That's not very nice. Does that sometimes, and I'm not sure exactly what the hell it is. Got to do with these time zones. It's all crazy. Let's see, what else do I have? Some custom stuff going on here somewhere. Nope. Wow, this is stupid. stupid. And if I change the time zone, it'll be altogether different. Like, let's go with Asia, 7 p.m. to 4 a.m. I did an experiment once. If this kicks over the 12 o'clock period of time, then it's okay. Now, see? And there's Friday. Anyway. This is not right. Not UTC minus 5. Minus 4. Should be minus 5. Frustrating. I'm sick of this noise. I gotta figure this. It's something weird happens here with the data, to do with the time zones. That's all it is. Obviously. Watch this. Where'd it go? Where's the whole time? Oh, I gotta go see what the boss is up to. Where am I? Who's on third? Okay, so let's assume I'm using this one here. I'll do this later. We're gonna go out. I'm gonna go have dinner with the family. Anyway, this is the probabilities of a breakout, a not a breakout, or a double break. But I don't like this. Got to check these times out again. Yeah. So I'm going to be right back. I'll do all that later. Let me get you on the music's musicking and Okay, so we've put in the IB or the OB. Now, let's see what the rest of the data does. We've put in the low. We're in the 50 to 25, the 25 to 50 range on the ending zone. And we've got 235 on the range there. So let's zoom over here. Get down to the customize. Whoa, what happened here? Rejection, customize. 0 to 25 to 50. What was it? Is that right? 235. Well, it's not. Not. And the high was formed first. So we're going to expect a low, 57% probability that we take the low. Oops, we didn't. We forgot something over here. There we go. So, got to have some more years on here, it looks to me like. Well, Trump must have said something. There it comes, and there it goes. Still 100% breakout on the downside. I don't think I'm going to... well, I don't know. We haven't broken out yet, and this would be the retrace. If we break to the low, we got a 68% probability. Wait a minute. We have a Friday probability. There's a balance size 2 to 3. Okay. Whoa, what? 16% probability we retrace to the 25 and another 16 to the 50. That doesn't make much sense, does it? Did I do something wrong? No. Well, we haven't taken out the IB low yet, the ORB low. That's down here. And then this is the 25 and that's the 50, and there you go. Am I all set up with everything else? I don't even remember. I think so. Might have been showing you the wrong screen. Yes. Bitch, I'm sorry. But what I've done is I've gotten all this dialed in now with the trading view numbers, or the numbers of which are so conveniently displayed in trading view. And then dialed in all the ending range and the IB size. And now we're on the retracement. What this says is that there's a very small probability that if we take the low that we're going to retrace to here or here, which is a little bit, here or here. Got to be careful that this is the same color and this is just the previous RTH low. So here and then here. And the reason I was doing this stream anyway was to see if we get any geopolitical. Supposed to be going now. I'm kind of surprised it's not here. Well, oh yeah, he's going off on. Yeah, Yeah, here he begins his national address. Okay, so I think everybody's just probably waiting to see here. He's just going to rant and rave for an hour or two about how the elections were tampered with or could be. And the best part is that the only election that he himself says had voter fraud was the election that he lost. Think about this. He was the president and it was his administration. That's really important to think about. Never been any problem before or after. And he's got no problem with this last election. You know, it was perfect. Everything was great. Interesting that the only one that there's a voter fraud was the one he lost. Well, looks like the market's kind of gone into the holding pattern here. Waiting for whatever. I guess the Trump thing is still going on. That'll probably be an hour or two, I guess. I don't know. All of a sudden, he likes intelligence. So funny how they can spin stuff. It's amazing that they, the way that whatever way they want. Well, I wish my fat finger would have been a short, and then I could have just been, look at there. If that would have been short, I would have just been able to sit here and take it all in. But as I explained earlier, that's never going to happen with that mouse problem. That was a good dinner. Yeah, wrong thing. I'm talking to the computer. Oh, I better get some sleep. Oh, there's the breakout. Well, wait a minute here. I have to start thinking about this now. That's the breakout. And we pulled back? We did. We pulled back. No, we did not pull back to the 20 yet. If we pull back to the 20, I need to stop thinking about this code crap and think about something else over there. Initial balance breakdown 16. That doesn't make any freaking sense. Got to be to do with this thing over here. See what this says. If it pulls back to the 20, then I should short. And that would fall right into place with these VPOC migrations. Actually, the 50 would be perfect with the VPOC migrations. Well, I don't know what's going on with this, but it's this Friday thing. Damn, that's irritating. Oh, crap. Mm. Mm-mm. 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 I'll probably just break the whole damn thing here, but let's see. Boom. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. This is when I start getting tired and start screwing up. Not, you know what I mean, in a hurry or whatever. Oop. Okay, let's see what that does. Okay. Okay, so yeah. I wouldn't hazard a guess as to where that thing is taking place, but I suppose the White House. I don't know. They're still sticking news in here, but funny that they're not streaming it. And I'm not gonna go look for it, but just curious. That was one of the reasons I wanted to stream tonight, was to see what in the Sam hell was going to happen. And there's our breakout, and we haven't come back up for our touch. Ooh, this is a different scenario here, a different one. I'm going to save this one. I think I already did. I'm going to get back to the old standby that has everything in it. It should have. There we go. Am I doing the right thing? Am I doing anything right, or am I just all discombobulated here? Here's a reaction to Einstein. Gee, what do you think the market is thinking about all this? Wouldn't that be the one to get on? Uh-oh, the music died. The night the music died. Look out. Look out. Boop. Let's try this one here. Let's try this thing right here. I don't know, kind of a upbeat night. Let's try something different. The funny part about all this is, in case anybody is new here, my office is completely quiet. I don't have, if I want to hear this music or anything, I need to put on a headset. And I do sometimes, but not for very long, because I stood here with the headset on for the longest time, and I didn't appreciate. I got tired of it. Before I had the mixer and the and the boom mic and all that stuff, I had a Logitech Pro headset with a good headset. Worked really good. Got a nice mic there, Pro something. What it's called? Oh, wait a minute. It's called a Pro X. Good headset, good mic. But it's my ears, you get tired standing there with a headset on all the time. And I didn't like I can't stand listening to the voiceover. I get all discombobulated listening to what I'm saying or said a minute ago, and because there's a delay, because I'm usually listening off the stream. So I would have to plug it into the input, and then I would hear it. What I was saying in real time was weird. It was weird. I didn't like it much. What are we doing over here, boys and girls? Boys and squirrels, look at there. Right on the IB low from 3 ages ago. 3 ages ago, right there. All of these things you see here that are trades are like this over here that I was just looking at. This one, these trades here are just all within. They're all this kind of thing. I'm just doing for fun here in in TradingView. Here's the back test and all that stuff. Fun, man. Yeah, what I am doing is working towards an alternate backtest system to investor.com. Investor RT. Yeah, football. That's what I'm doing. The price is almost stuck. It's amazing. I thought for a minute that my data had gone off because it was not moving. That's pretty funny. Yeah, I suppose the world is on hold, listening to Trump. Listening to Trump. Oh, neck. I'm looking on another thing over here. This is a different strategy that I'm working on. And what I do here with these is I code up things that I find, YouTube or whatever, that sound reasonable to me. And I hear the person talking and I think, this guy doesn't seem like a complete bullshitter, or this gal, So maybe there's some truth in it. But so far, I must admit, there hasn't been. Most of the people that I've thought that about and that I've coded about, certainly not even remotely close to the way they portray the results. You know what I mean? Thank me later. Hello, that one. If I had to start over, this is what I do. Yeah. But it's interesting. It's fun. It keeps my brain cooking. And I'm always making tweaks to stuff that could be, reasonable. This strategy right here has made nothing. Where'd it go? This is buy and hold. And this is the strategy. So that ought to tell you something. Now, granted, this is just off the blocks, but I'm just fussing with this one up here. But some of the others, like this one, which is essentially the pullback retracement thing that I trade live on Bookmap and everywhere else. So that's to be expected that it works. Trading based on data and to be expected. But some of them that sound really good, and then you back check. And there's a lot, I'll be the first to say, I always give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it's different instruments. Some of these people that are trading CFDs, I don't think that's got even this. I don't think that could be apples and apples movement to what I'm trading, which is the ES or the NQ. Some people like on Edgeful that say they're doing really well with some of these specific ideas, and I noticed that they're never trading ES. It's typically the SPY or the Qs. So, it only takes one little thing to make the critical difference, I think. And I'm going to shut this mess off at the top of the hour here, as I usually do. I am just pretty standing here thoroughly disappointed in myself. Just look, 67 to 41. Wouldn't that have been a lovely, absolutely no heat, VPOC migration southbound and down when the train left the station, blah, 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 whatever song you want to use. There they go. And that's the kind of trades you got to get on, got to figure out and get on. Still, we're going south now. He said something that they didn't like. I can only imagine. Oh boy. And we are getting he hasn't quit talking yet, but they are slipping news in here. Well, yeah, whenever he's done, it'll say something like, remarks end or something like that. Here you go, begins national address. It'll say the same thing, ends national address, I guess. Taiwan shares fall over 4%. He must have said he loves Kim Jong-un. He's going to sell Kim Jong-un missiles or something, Jesus. Nothing, absolutely nothing would surprise me, frankly. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. That's a line from a song. If you know that line, I'll give you a free month of a demo account of a prop firm with Lucid. We'll start doing giveaways. I think you got to be a lot more entertaining and kind of, AM DJ-ish to get a lot of followers on some of these streams. I happened to see a guy somebody last night that said they had live trading Asia. So I thought, well, that ought to be interesting because that's what I've been doing. The entire time I heard him talk, it was real fast paced, real, bells and whistles and a lot of stuff on the screen and giveaways and sign up for the giveaways and do all of this kind of thing. Never did take a trade or do anything in the 15 or 20 minutes or talk about the market in the 15 to 20 minutes that I listened to it. That must be how it works. Good for him. I hope he's, having great success. This is not going well for the market. The ship bearing my dreams has sailed out of sight over here. I don't have any ship bearing my dreams tonight, but I'll tell you one thing. Just look at what keeping context in view can tell you. Is there any possible way you wouldn't know what direction to trade right here? And wouldn't these VPOC migrations be fantastic? Every one of them. And what are we talking here? 52 to 53, 56. So if you're not going crazy with, and let me point out one thing. See this consolidation right here? Am I on the right? Yeah, I am. What a miracle! I'm on the right window. This consolidation block right here. Disregard the IB. Well, you can use them for reference lines, but they're not there for that reason. But anyway, and remember, this is 1700, and this is wherever 1900 went down here. This is Asia. This was Globex. All right, so keep in mind this consolidation right here, which is right about here. And then they break them out, and away we go. And I was busy fat fingering stuff over here, running my mouth off instead of paying attention to what's going on. I have to spend less time thinking about the stream and talking, even though that's a critical point. It's a critical part of the stream because the stream is my virtual journal. So how else am I going to get what I was thinking at the moment into the stream? Only way I know to do it is the voiceover. So assuming that I have to focus, spend more time just thinking and not worry about dead air. Oh yeah, even sets the open, this VPOC migration south, and then you come back up. And what I was going to say was we didn't get back into this. It wasn't breakout and retest, we didn't even get that far. There's only 6-7 handles. Is it? 55 to 59, 5 handles. So much less than 5 handle risk. 20 ticks, that's 24. If you'd have thrown a short on right here or here, but right here, if I'd have thrown my currently entered multi-bracket, which is right there, at 24 ticks, 6 points. This is 5 points. Yeah, it's a knuckle buster, but you're not stopped out. And you are now 20 handles in the money, more or less. That's not me trading the rear view mirror or, pontificating, but that is, doing that bullshit, which I hate. But you do have to, I believe it's important to analyze the market. I mean, that's why we're standing here. You know? Or why I am anyway. I don't know about you. And I look real cool, you know, with a microphone and a lot of screens. Yeah. These kind of frustrating. As far as trading this by the numbers, by the data, I never had a signal. I didn't have a trigger here. There's the breakout. Am I the right one? Yeah, there's the breakout. Didn't even get to the 25, never mind the 50. Now, this, unfortunately, didn't count, because here's the IB, or the orb. And of course, you could set an orb up for 1 minute, 5 minutes, whatever the hell you want to do. But I have set it up for 1 hour, and so there you go. And this is the breakout right here. Not right here. With a pullback to the 50. How lovely. And a short, and down you go. But this is the breakout. We never even got to the 25, and down you go. The joy of trading. I guess he still talks. Of course, that's, you know, Mr. Microphone. That could go on till the wee hours of the morning, I guess. Well, they're getting into real new territory down here in the short side of life. See this little nub right here? That little white boy there? Oops, no you can't. Now you can. See this little white nub right here? That is where we're trading right now. That's a low volume node. In this profile, this volume profile is all the data. That is all the MES going back to October 11th, 2018. 2018. And look where we are right here by the high. I'd say they're going to go down and tag 30 pretty quick. That liquidity's been down there a while. I'm not going to get in or do anything out of character other than be disappointed that I was busy having dinner and enjoying my conversation with the family rather than in here, you know, biting my knuckles. But I didn't have a trigger, and so I don't have a trade. And this is one of the points where I will be upset that I didn't probably watch. I can do that actually. I didn't watch the opening or the Globex because it doesn't look like it ever pulled back enough either. Where did we go here? Let's see. 1800. So here we didn't ever get back far enough here either. This is close, but not close enough. No cigar. What I was looking for was, had I been monitoring the who's that? All that saying. Okay. Had I been monitoring the Globex opening range breakout, I may still be in the trade, but I don't think it happened. We can actually do that real fast over here. Hold on. Nobody move. I've got it. Hold on. Okay, I can turn this on right here. She said, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's get rid of this candle. We don't need that right now. And let's do this one right here. Okay. No, we didn't. And the reason we didn't have a trigger, watch this closely. This is how so many people succumb to the internet guru BS. Okay, so look at here, and we got the breakout. Here's our trigger, and we got short, and down we go. No, you didn't. Look carefully at the cadence of this bar. You opened there, you did break out there, and you closed here. And you never took a trigger after that. This doesn't count. So, no trigger. Nobody short, nobody left on third. Easy to, nice, fun to say though. Infrared rearview mirror crap is a lot of fun. I wish I was that slick. I wish I was slick enough to. I know a lot about trading, and I do have good advice and whatever else, which some of those folks do, I'm sure. But if you're telling people, you know, thank me later, if I had $5, this is what how I'd trade and make a zillion, have a new Ferrari by the end of the month, you know, all that kind of crap. And it's just BS. That's really disappointing that people do that. I get it. That's how they make money with subs, you know. That's why you see all these. When you see one thing on YouTube, Gold Orb, or what's the latest one? I forget. Then you see 7 or 8 other ones. All these different influencers will have the same thing, talking about the same thing. And what they're doing is they're looking for newbies, because the old people that have been down that road with them are never going to do it again because they know better. So they're looking for a new crop of newbies and subs and stuff, and they're making their living as YouTube. Nothing wrong with that, but that's their living. It's not trading. Well, it's trading in a sense, but it's not trading like what we're talking about trading, from trading. And yeah, I suppose that some of them get lucky once in a while and make a big hit, and that's good too. I can tell you right now, I'd love to be short, but I would never, ever enter this right now with the Trump talking. You know, that's a big national address or whatever, you know, whatever they call it, nationwide address or something like that. That's just got trouble written all over it. And I don't mean in a political sense. What I mean is not political at all, but risk. Absolutely risk potential. And so, you know, so does non-farm payroll, so does GDP, so does PMI. They all have risk. So you don't trade them. I don't think. I don't. Need to know. There you go. Need to know market risk right there. And he's still talking, I'm sure, but no. Oh, man. But I don't see any quit yet stuff here. Did I miss it? What time is it? Oh, no. It's only been an hour. No way. No way he's done. No way he's done. He started at 8 o'clock right there, and there should be one that says stop. And that's all I'm waiting for. What is this? YouTube is not receiving. Oh, they're dropping frames like crazy. This stream's not going through for some reason. Dropped 1,100 frames here. YouTube's not receiving enough data. Well, that's good enough for me. I'll let it plug along here till I wind it up, but this is, yeah, it must be the internet or who knows what. I don't usually have any drop frames. It got 1,117 drop frames. That's pretty weird. Well, maybe there's a lot of people watching TV. Wow. That was pretty weird. Huh. All I did was turn off the preview in OBS and it's excellent stream now. Go figure. Go figure. Yeah. Well, 3 holes in the ground. Typically, now let's just kind of start wrapping this up, shall we? Here we are. I've shown this about a dozen times, but anyway, we have no confirmation that he's through. And so there you are. Tomorrow, however, we're going to have a little snooze here. All 2 stars, no 3-star American reports. We're going to have the Michigan number out. Building permits, housing starts. Ooh, that's all important stuff. That's all stuff that affects inflation. Import prices. Yeah, that's a lot of big numbers, but none of them are 3-star according to their rating. All of these, I know for damn sure Michigan consumer sentiment moves the market. Absolutely, but for whatever reason, it's always a 2-star with these guys. This is investing.com. You notice if you hover over the URL of the event or the title of the event, it turns to a URL, and you can find out all about what the Michigan consumer sentiment numbers, is if you don't know. Also, tomorrow we're going to have earnings. Let's see. Usually Friday's light. Volvo, Travelers, fifth, third. Yeah, it's not very heavy tomorrow for earnings, so not to worry. This is investing.com. You can filter it for whatever you want. It's free, so anybody can have advantage of it, I think. It's important. And this is Financial Juice, which I've been looking at all night, but it's similar. There is a calendar. There's Michigan. They've got it red, right? There's building permits and industrial production. University of Michigan. They're the 2-3 or red lightning or whatever you call it that they've got in Financial Juice. It's also free, and you can also filter it for whatever you want. And they have this squawk box side over here, which is pretty handy. So that's what I do for the news. Actually, what I do for the news, really, besides that, is ground news. Now you can see a skew of who's reporting what. And then if you open this article, you can see who they are, what their typical skew is, how many times they published it, on and on and on. This guy is really interesting fellow over here. And this is the only news source I really use because it's completely non-biased and they show you exactly what the skew is and you can figure it out for yourself. So it's tells you the coverage and the number of sources. Look at this thing up here, 38% coverage and 42 sources of Fetterman. An interesting guy. I guess he's probably Jewish, I suppose, so that must mean something to him. Here's, who cares? but you see what I mean. And there's all this different stuff you can track. Ground News, it's a subscription, so I don't usually talk about it, but it's not free, but I think it's important. It's the only one I use. I mean, I might see the headlines on Financial Times and Reuters, and those are worth reading, but the rest of it is just BS and bus tickets, man. These days, it's really amazing. What has happened? Look at here. Boop. It'll be interesting to see where we wake up, won't it? Remember I said we're getting to 30 a while ago? Well, guess where we're going? Any of these would have been nice short opportunities. They're not. But the problem is, for me, they are in no way data driven by me, or analyzed by me. So I'm out of luck. I've not done the homework. I've not done any of that. And when I talk about doing the homework, let me just say this too. Here's what I mean by that. Oops, wrong one. Oh, what the hell happened? Investor RT, there you are. When I say I'm doing the homework, for example, this setup, system, strategy, back tested over however many days. Well, here you go. Let's just do one. Why not? Okay, did I do it yet? No, I didn't do it yet. Let's do a back test. There we go. It took 3 seconds to back test 100 days, evaluate 49,050 bars. 773 trades. MFE, MAE. 173 trades, 113 winners, 46 average, 123 best, 40 stops, 65% win rate, 2.96 win-to-loss ratio, risk to reward, or R factor, whatever you're going to call it. And there's the average, there's the max, and there's the average stop. 17 stops in a row. 17 winners in a row and 5 stops. Looking back 100 days. And this is every one of those 173 trades, and the date and the time exactly, and how it was exited and what all happened. Now, that's data. And when you throw that data into, where am I now? Nobody move. When you throw that data into here, make it bigger for you. Every one of these lines, these rows, is a back test of 493 days, 774 trades, 1,117 trades, 488 days. Every one is a back test, and there's different strategies, and these are ES and these are MES, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But this is how I believe you need to, this is what you have to do to back test and really vet setup. And here we have 599 trades, 400 days, 442 trades, 199 winners. $1.30 average, 242 losers, 63 average, 1 scratch, win rate, loss rate, expectancy, R factor, risk reward, profit factor. Down the chain you go until you get to Sartino and Sharpe ratio and consecutive losers and MFE and all that stuff. This is data that you call backtesting. This is really doing it. And you can backtest, and then you can do forward testing out of sample. I mean, somebody looking back at 10 trades or for the last month, and saying, "Oh, this back test is great," is just deluding themselves, I believe. And if it works, let me say this again: if it works for you and you're consistently profitable, absolutely do not change anything. If shoveling up cat crap and throwing it against the wall gives you some sort of psychic ability to say, "I think it's going to go short here," don't stop. Buy more cats. But this is how I believe you need to approach the market and how I do it. So there we go. And let's see what's happening over here. And what's happening up here. No glimmer of a trigger. Thank you so much, Donnie John. Donnie John. That guy. Oof. What a guy. What a guy. Well, now we're falling out of bed. That 30's next on the hit parade. And I was just not reactive enough to take a trade against it. Here's my 20. So here's the breakout. Nothing there. And I don't just trade impulsively or with discretion. And that's probably a big problem for me. And this guy won't probably shut up until the morning. The morning, so I'm not gonna worry too much about Donnie John over here. Oh, he's still just yammering on. Got to give it up for him, you know. He's been a reality TV guy right after he was a whatever he was before that. And he's loving that camera. Now, if I was a gambling guy, a little bump here like this, and I just shorted. And I would now be 7, 8 handles in the money. Hit it for 10 probably. But that's just not how I'm approaching this business. I think it's really important to hold my ground. And that may be just BS and bus tickets too, you know? I mean, that's what I'm not sure of. But we're going to get that 30, absolutely, as we stand here. And yeah, they're falling into that low volume node now. They're just about ready to drop into the big sell-off of the 8th. Yeah, my doing okay. Of the 8 there. Here we go. Well, it's 21. I didn't normally shut this thing off at the top of the hour at 2100. I guess it's fun watching it go. Talking, thinking about the this trading view code. Let's see about that code. What has happened over here? Well, we know what's going on here. We don't have to know what's going on here with the present situation. So let's go to the next iteration here. Let's go to this one and see what's up. This is the code thing I'm working on. I still got it put in here, but the code thing I'm working on is totally different. Just to explain briefly, this is, I'll show you. This is the low and the high of the previous RTH session. This one. So there's the high. See how that lines right up? And here's the low. See that? This is the high and this is the low of this session. High, low, and so on. So the idea is I want to look at breaks, breakouts, and what happens around those highs and lows. And this is interesting because this is an inside bar, right? You can see that blade of the nose on your face. Now this is maybe confusing. I can turn these off. This might be confusing here because it's the, there we go. This is the Asia session for the the Globex. And the way these are, what's going on here is when we get a breakout of the high or the low, and then a retest, we get an entry and and then I'm trying to work out all that other stuff, the stops and the targets, and by percentage, by ticks, by whatever. It's fun. And as I said, at the end, I'm hoping that there's a light at the end of the tunnel that helps. And this is also the test of a guy who this is the exact setup, but he trades CFDs. So there you go. NASDAQ CFDs. Same as Tom the Trader. And he trades huge size CFDs, which has got a real, I think, much smaller price point. I don't know anything about them. CFD, contract for difference. It's just a bucket shop. The brokers watch this market and then put out a stream. I suppose it's computerized and automatic of data, but different value, different nominally different. And how the hell that works exactly, I don't know, but it would be interesting to find out, except I've got other things to think about now that are more important to me at this time, and that's getting this trading stuff working. But it's got to be pretty interesting. It's a bucket shop. It's for all the people in the rest of the world who can't trade futures. Can't get an account over here and trade futures. And how this would work then is Here's yesterday's RTH high. There's a breakout. There. Oh, wait a minute. Where's the little breakout flag? I'm missing it. I forgot that's not here anymore. Oh, that's a bummer. I like the little flag. There was a breakout. And then we're looking for after there's let me start over. Oh, this is daily high and low. Then we look for a 15-minute breakout. And then a 5-minute retest. And I just realized something, so excuse me for a minute. I don't know what I'm even saying. I'm not even reading anymore. Now I'll get back over here. Let's do this, and let's do this, and let's do this, and let's do this. And see what this code actually looks like. That's working pretty good. I might yeah, I'm gonna do something here. I'm gonna save it. It's real important, obviously. Don't know this already here. You haven't been doing anything with computers long enough. I forget where I am. 7 or 8, I guess. V6, okay, V7, all right. That's what I was looking for. V7. To keep backups, right? So that you don't overwrite the last known good. That's pretty stupid. And then the way I do it is I go like this. Pep, boop, pop, paste in the new one and hold your breath, cross your fingers. Oh, it worked. No, it didn't work. Fell over. Oh, it missed this whole out. It missed this whole EFD block. See here? Copy and paste shit doesn't work sometimes, and it's really irritating. I think I can probably fix that here. Let's see if this works. And now let's see what happens. Oh, no, it didn't work there either. It must have missed something else. Let's see, 2. Where's 2? Where's 1? Okay, and there's 2. Plot visual titles. Oh. This is that extra plot thing I asked him for. Undeclared cyan. I don't want cyan anyway. Let's just go magenta, cyan, blue. Let's just go light. Oh man, and maybe the pointer too. I don't remember ever seeing that. I don't remember seeing the. Let's try something here. Yeah, let's just get rid of that color shit. See what happens. Cross your fingers. Oh, look at there, it works. Nope, doesn't work. Magenta, what is it, 2 or 1? 1 of 2. I don't know. Color equals, well, cyan, magenta, okay. I was gonna just color equals. Wait a minute. Let's see if we can't figure this one out. Wait. I forget the code about how you do that. Ah, shit. Start over. It's probably not $1. Usually you can get helpers here. You know? Usually it'll tell you what's up. Color equal color blue, just like that right there. So it must not know about magenta. Okay. I must not know about magenta, I'm guessing, is what the deal is. Because normally you see this right here. It'll do color, and it'll give you that little swatch, and you can change the swatch if you want to. It's not liking magenta or cyan, either one. And I'm not sure how to get there. What is this? Take profit 1, take profit 2, light blue. See, it works? See how that works? What the hell is wrong with this thing? It doesn't have all these good colors? What the hell? Well, that sucks. I mean, it's just stupid shit too, you know? Okay, well, never mind. I'm gonna go wrap it. Oh, look at us go. We got the 230. We got the 30 and we're still going south. So he's still talking and the market is falling out of bed. Thank you so much, Donnie John. You're a hell of a guy. What a guy. The market is falling out of bed. Let's see what this does. Let's see. Fingers crossed. Ooh, hold your breath. Yay. Yay. Look at there. Isn't that cute? Still going the wrong way. This is buy and hold and this is trades. So it's not working out very good. But anyway, that part's okay. I've saved that one. Close this down. Whatever I'm doing, whoever's on third, I don't even know anymore. What I was trying to do, oh, there we go. We got the plot for the breakout candle, and I was trying to plot the levels of the stops and stuff, entries and all that crap. So I'll do that some other time. I'm tired. I'm going to button this mess up. Have a great evening. I'll see you tomorrow at 0800 Central Standard Time for a TGIF, baby. Thanks a lot for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. If you did. If you don't, well then.